Hi, and welcome to a book discussion about legends and Lattes with Viking Booty. Hi, everyone. How are you doing?
I'm
Hello.
doing well.
Yeah,
New year.
Yeah,
New
it's
year,
a good
yes.
time.
Good. So yes, we had read Legends and Lattes, and I can tell you right away that I have not finished the book. But I will be hosting as good as I can, and just maybe ask more questions than maybe answer them. So yeah, what if before we go into the general, what kind of type of book is this Legends of Lattes, would you say?
I think it's categorized and marketed as cozy fantasy.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah.
sounds like a pretty good description.
Yeah.
It's more cozy than anything else.
Yeah. But it is still like firmly fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say. Yes. I also like the tagline on the book, which I believe is like low stakes. What is it? High fantasy, low stakes, good company, which I think pretty much sums it up. Like it's just like a blanket that you
Yes.
wrap yourself in.
Right.
Kind of.
Yes. So generally, what did you think about the book? And we can start with you, Ebba.
Yeah.
Since you're...
So I think kind of like how I just described it would sort of give it away that I liked it a lot. I thought it was well written. It was intriguing, but in that sort of low stake kind of way where it's not like an entire country's wealth or survival it's at stake. It's like it's literally just like a coffee shop. Like that's it. Someone's life savings is put into, but that's the only thing that's, and friendships that may also be like in the risk zone, so to speak. But I thought it was really it suits the season that we're in now. So sort of like we have autumn behind us, and now we're like in winter times, and I feel like this really works well. Like reading it right now, I feel like. So yeah, I liked it. I like the characters as well.
Yeah, I agree. When I read the synopsis and yeah, read that, oh, it's a book about an orc who's opening a coffee shop. Interesting. What more can happen in this? Probably something. And then you start reading it, and yeah, it's an orc opening a coffee shop. it's just that.
Yeah,
It was such a weird experience because even if that is a synopsis, you assume that there's going to be more than this, but it's not. But it's still so cozy, and you spend time with her and her love for coffee and how that drives her and really believes in this idea and just the way that she sort of almost invents the concept with the drinking coffee and adding sweets to it, and it builds into what we really know as a coffee shop today. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it's not much happening in the book at all, but it's nice characters, and it's such a nice warm world building, so you feel right at home,
Yeah.
even if it's very slow, but there's always stuff happening. And I just imagine that the author, I saw that he's also a narrator. He has narrated
Yes.
a lot of audiobooks, and I just assumed that this is the book he wanted to read and never got to narrate. So yeah.
So he didn't narrate this book. I didn't actually remember, but I guess it was a woman who narrated.
No, it was a man.
Yeah, it was a man.
Did it
Okay,
himself,
sorry.
so-
That maybe shows what an impact this book didn't make on me, and I'm sorry about that. I feel so fascinated that you got drawn into this, because this is exactly my opinion. Nothing happened, and I couldn't get into it. But that's just, I want the excitement, I guess. And maybe, I don't know if it's maybe be a mindset or something. Maybe you're just in this relaxed mindset right now. I couldn't get there to start.
Yeah, I think
I wish I could.
I think that's what I meant by like it to me fits the season. Maybe for you it's more of like a beach read almost. You know, maybe it's just not the time. And I do think, like, even though we say like nothing happens, like a lot do happens, but it's just like compared to what usually goes down in fantasy books, like it's not on the on that level. Like you have I think there's a bit of there's a bit of fighting and burning buildings and and magic
Yes.
that's a bit dangerous and things like that, but it's just like, even though those things are there, it's still presented in and done in such a way that it never really feels like, oh no, this is gonna open up a portal to hell and it's gonna be awful and everyone's gonna die and end up in a war and but you're still like concerned for your characters that you've come to really enjoy and that you find charming and so on. So I do like, things still happen, it's just like the threat level is a bit lower.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of
tagline is on point with the low stakes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So is there some kind of antagonist or antagonistic feature? Does it have to be a person? I mean,
no, there's several. There's a mob boss and her underlings, and there's also an old colleague that returns, and they get into a fight and stuff like that. This is pretty much a book that could have been played out in our daily life, but there's orcs and succubuses and other different types of fantasy characters and elements. So it was a weird experience, but it was nice, and especially when you just cleaning or cooking food and stuff like that. Sometimes when we read the books we do, I feel like I have to be on high alert to not miss a lot of important details and magic I don't understand and stuff like that. But this was just, I knew this world, even if I didn't know it. So it was an easy read in that way.
Yeah, but I kind of want to build on that, because you're kind of going into world building there. And I just think it's really interesting because this world is very familiar feeling. I was distracted now. I thought it was going to be the spoiler tag, and I was like, no, this is not
sorry.
spoiler.
Sorry.
I'm showing what a rookie I am as well with this streaming. I'm instantly distracted, like zoo animal or something. No, but the word building and the elements in that feels very familiar, and it's not like breaking new ground and trying to be super creative in that way, which I say in a good way, because then you can sort of just like sit back. If you miss a few things, it's not the end of the world, because you know like what this type of character is, so what that kind of magic thing is. Like it's not, it's just good in that way. I feel like doesn't overcomplicate anything.
Yeah. Good explaining. It's not complicated, but it is.
It's
Oh, no.
complicated enough.
Yes. Yeah.
But you said it was a
Kindergarten
really
level.
Wow.
You said
It's
the word.
complicated in a kindergarten way. It's
Yeah,
very...
no, but it's like everything is familiar. Like you know what a gnome is, you know what a dwarf is, you know what
Yeah.
like all of these things, you know them, and they work precisely what like is stereotypically fantasy. Like it's kind of old school in a way, and I think it
Yeah.
works for this type of story. Much like the kind of like cozy romance / mystery. You know, someone inherits a bakery, and then they have to like make the bakery work, and they have to make friends with the grumpy neighbors, and turns out that neighbor can make a pie that's delicious, and now the business is booming. But who, you know, it's that kind of book.
Yeah.
And you don't then want like things that are very different from what you know, because like you're not there to be challenged, you're there to be in the cozy blanket.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh,
So yeah.
I like that they also had a dire cat, and
Oh,
it's make
yeah.
you think instantly at the dire wolf, and of course I know a dire wolf, so a dire cat,
Yeah, sure, I'll buy it.
that's
Yeah.
self-explanatory. Like, yeah.
Mm.
So yeah. It's very
You talked
easy.
about the world building before, that it was a very good. So, what was the world building? Is it more like the world is just so easy you don't really need the world building, or what do you mean?
It's just so familiar. That's the best way I can put it, I think. Like
Mm.
like it's I don't want to say generic, but it's kind of generic, but it has enough things that, like for example, gnomes making coffee machines, that feels
Yeah.
kind of unique and fun, but you can still picture like a gnome. I think
Yeah,
a
because they're
gnome
kind of
mechanical
tinkering. Yeah,
yeah, so you
exactly.
know that, because like you know that sort of stereotype, or like that typical. So that's what I mean with like it feels familiar and generic, but it still works, because it's not meant to challenge, or you know.
Yeah, and it's so interwoven all the time. Like the gnomes, that they just they while they talk about the coffee machine, they talk about the gnomes, and then that becomes a part of the world building and stuff like that. It's just always explaining things in an easy way that builds up everything. So
Precisely.
no info dump anywhere.
No.
No.
So that's
Okay.
very nice.
Yes. So about the characters,
Ooh.
what characters strike you out? Of course, the protagonist, but what other? You can talk about that also, but what other characters also jumped out to you?
There's so many characters. There are
Okay.
a lot. But not everyone has a big role. But they are very charismatic. They are different races. They behave in different ways. And it's again, generic types of personalities that comes into the shop. I really liked the shy music guy that almost didn't have the courage to play his music, and the first time he plays it, it's with a new type of lute that's supposed to be kind of an electric guitar-ish. loot.
And the crowd is not loving it.
No. But it grows on
Yeah.
the crowd as well, and he gets courage along the way, and that's just a minor character, but they all have these big contrasts that makes them memorable. So yeah, it's a nice gallery of characters, really.
Yeah, I also really like the rat, the rat
Yes.
fellow. He was, I mean, it's mild spoiler, but I don't really think it matters. But
No.
so one of the customers is a rat, and a ratkin, I think it was called. I may be making it, yeah. And he immediately takes to coffee and loves it. And then it turns out that he's kind of an amazing baker, and then he's sort of drawn into the business with his cookies and cinnamon rolls and things like that. So I really enjoyed that character. I thought he was really sweet and charming, even though he spoke very, very little in the yeah.
But it was his mannerism, and
Yes.
I liked how they explained how he again invented these things we know. The cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what a cinnamon bun is, but in this world they described it, and and I think it was a croissant, chocolate with chocolate inside that they invented later on, with which they called a crescent moon or something like that. And we could we knew that what it was as well, because they invented stuff from our world.
Yes. It was really sweet. And also Viv, the main character, the orc, I think she invents the coffee drinks. And that's also like, they also are equivalent to like our modern like coffee drinks, like cappuccino and iced coffee and things like that. And they happen in a way that, so one of the customers don't like warm drinks, and then she's like, and puts ice on one of them eventually, and he's like, oh, I like this so much. So it's just like these sweet little moments that is just kind of
How did
cute.
she discover coffee in this world?
When she was visiting the gnome city, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but
another big city in the world, and there were a lot of people in that establishment, and she got curious, and then she tried it out, and she loved it immediately. So the only character that I couldn't put my finger on was this old person who returned and played chess with himself, and he talked like he was some kind of time traveler or something like that. But I never figured him out. I don't know if that was because I wasn't on high alert. Because this
well, I mean, I don't remember him too much either. I remember what you say, like he played chess, and then he said some cryptic things. And then was like, oh wait, is that what he meant back then? So it just felt like he was like kind of on a sort of separate time loop or something. It was weird. And I was like, okay, but I think I could have done without him. Like it didn't add too much for me, particularly.
He was the mystery that I couldn't solve.
Probably.
So
the mystery we wanted solved, but we didn't get.
Yes.
Well, I just as an observer now, maybe that was just to thrown in there to confuse you a little bit.
Probably.
I mean,
why not? Like,
I always confused with time travelers. I don't know if he was a time traveler, but you said he was.
We don't know.
We don't know.
I'm not sure, but he talked in the way that oh right, that hasn't happened yet.
Like
okay,
kind of way. So yeah.
Have we mentioned yet that there is a romance in this book? Because I feel like we haven't even like mentioned it. Like it's just very, very light on the romance end of things, which I think I was kind of expecting it to be maybe a little bit heavier into that, because I like it seems so similar to like regular not like fantasy or whatever cozy novels. But it was a nice and sweet romance without feeling like there wasn't a whole lot of drama in that, and I thought that was also one of those like, yeah, this is nice. Like it's just nice.
But is it the protagonist and someone else?
Yes.
Mm.
I don't remember her name though. I don't remember pretty much anyone's name except for
No, I'm
the main
always so
character.
bad with names.
It's like and it's gone.
Yeah, no.
Oh, it's blank. It's totally blank.
I want to say
Oh.
Tamsin or Jivsin. No. I won't remember. The succubus.
The succubus. That'll do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Succubus barista.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm very maybe judgmental, but can a succubus actually love? I don't know. Is that sorry?
It's kind of funny that you say so, because she's like, oh, people have such prejudices against succubus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And they don't
I do.
very emotional and like you can like so it's one of her like things that's part of her character. Like she's like, oh god.
That's perfect. Oh, that was perfect, Kerstin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm.
but yes.
Well, actually, can we go into the next? The relationship, then maybe.
Yeah. Sure.
So, how developing? It's kind of intriguing to me, though, how she meets this succubus and how that develops, and how it can be actually light when it is a succubus involved. I want to know how this works out.
Well, the succubus, she never plays at her succubus talents.
Okay.
I don't remember anyway that she used any kind of abilities or something like that.
I think maybe a few moments like when she like turned it on a little bit, but I don't know if I'm like sort of after the fact constructing that, but I think maybe, but she was like really keeping it under wraps, I feel like, and she was like, it's misunderstood the way I think it could be used for like not so great intentions, but she like very, very emotional something. So no, I don't think she used it much, if anything.
No. And that's also the reason she came to this city, because she ran away from all the prejudice and she wanted to go to a big university where every way of thinking is accepted, and she didn't want people to just see her and see a succubus. She wanted them to see her for herself. So she was a really nice character as well. And
she had a stalker, right? Am I misremembering? Yes.
Who, the succubus?
No. Yeah. Yes. It was someone from the university that couldn't stop thinking about her, and he was a little bit creepy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, but she was just she just had a nice personality, and she and Viv became partners with the establishment because they worked so well together and they complemented each other. And
she worked at the coffee shop.
Yeah, that's how they met.
Okay.
The orc put up advertisement on the board where you usually put up hunting parties or seeking adventurers for this or this quest. Maybe. So she put up a notice for
okay, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Is this guy do he play Dungeons and Dragons and maybe us do like
I
wouldn't be surprised though.
Yeah.
But we do it in a coffee shop instead. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's really nice. and their relationship grew steadily but very slowly. So it wasn't a love at first sight or anything. They just got to know each other and relied upon each other, and it wasn't. It wasn't so heavy that you could feel the romance. If this had just been friendship, I wouldn't have been surprised. And it wasn't these cute moment, ship ship ship. I love this. But it was still a very nice development that we got to see, and you got happy for them in the end that they got each other, and
like two people in a healthy relationship, basically. And I agree with what you're saying. Like they just come off as friends for so long, but like you kind of, but because of like how one of the covers of the book are, one of them is fairly obvious, like that there's some sort of flirtation going on, maybe. So I think you kind of have that mindset when you go in, if you know that book cover. But otherwise, it might be a bit more. Oh, I see. I think this is going that way after a while. So, yeah.
Yeah, and especially the book cover you speak about.
Yeah.
They both look so extremely hot.
Yes.
So I think maybe that is why you get the
And then like
flirt.
watching each other like that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because when you get the description of them in the books, I would have never pictured them like that if I had not seen that cover.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, but if it was
I love it too.
so kind of light and it feels like they were friends, how did it show to you that they were actually a couple at some time?
But there's still like a few moments here and there, and I was like, oh, I really like being in her company. Like it's like you think like there's no like beating like like that in the beginning, so it just builds, and it's not a whirlwind romance, but you still understand that. Oh, I think she might be into her, and the other way around, and so it's just like
they are going on a picnic and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. Yes, so the story. What is the story? I'm sorry. Because it feels like this is more. If it was maybe written like a diary, I had understood it more. But it feels, what is the start, the middle, and the end? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
By that?
The beginning is that Viv, the orc, she is tired of adventuring and slaying and being the brute and always, again, prejudice. She doesn't like people seeing her in only one way. So she wants
being
to...
afraid of her.
Yeah, she just wants to quit that life. She's tired of it. And she seeks out a stone of some kind. I don't remember the name. A stalwart stone.
Stalwart stone. Yeah, that rings a bell.
Mm.
I have no idea what a stalwart is, but yeah.
Yeah.
This I read in the beginning, but since I don't have the ending, I didn't understand what it was about.
No, in the beginning I don't really understood what the stone was as well, but it's explained that there's some myth about it, that it grants wishes. And since her wish is to have an ordinary life and build a coffee shop and stuff like that, she uses this to track the right location, the right people, and like a compass, let that lead her way
to fortune.
So, yeah. So that is kind of the thread through the book, having that stone direct her.
I thought the stone was this creature's heart, but maybe not the thing she slays.
Some sort of organ.
Yeah.
In the creature, yeah. And then I think, I don't know if we get to understand that it's this magical thing that can bring you wishes and fortune. But it is one of her like concerns that are these good things happening to me because of the stone then? And if it's removed from me, will I lose everything? And maybe if I remember correctly, it being taken back even more from you. So
Yeah.
that's also something that she's concerned about. And there may be others who want the stone also might appear from the past. And, you
The
know, just
past.
her, from
Sorry,
her past, I should have
from
said.
her past.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
That would be the
mob
colleague. But I
boss.
thought maybe I'll leave a little bit to the
Oh,
reader.
okay.
But
Yeah.
you were like, no, you're going to tell me everything.
Well, no, but I mean, you're talking about this mob boss and that
Yeah.
before, and I was
Yeah.
kind of, okay, so this is from the past. I was like, I thought this was going to be something she met in the future. Because to me, it's like if you start a business, you're going to involve the mob. That's
And
what
you know,
I
Kerstin,
was
if you
going.
read the book,
Yeah,
then-
yeah, I know. Maybe I don't have the brain for it now. It's just I have been so distraught this fall. I just can't really focus at anything. I don't know what it's going on, but it just don't work for me.
Save
Yeah.
it for the
hope-
beach. Save it for the beach.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you own it now, so
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
if you
I can't take it.
anytime feel like just
Just
snug up and not have to
Have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
yeah. I do like coffee though. So
Yeah, I thought for 2 days that I was going to make decaf coffee to have at this hangout, maybe spiced up with some whiskey or something like that. But
You didn't get around to it.
I didn't.
well,
The theme
I would have thought
it
of
would have
that
been
too,
perfect.
since I have a coffee machine. Maybe that's not okay in this world, but I kind of like it. It's those capsule machines, but I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like those. You can make different coffee very fast, and it makes this little foam that I like it.
But then you could probably get those decaf or
yeah,
all
I do
every
have.
type
I
of
have that.
imaginable.
Not-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have all them, but I do have decaf of those Italian kind of coffee, and I love it.
So both of you thought of this and none of you acted.
No, I
on
didn't
it.
thought of it. I see. I thought about it now. Why didn't I do that? I don't know. I just opened this wine.
Yeah. and I actually thought that Kerstin is always so thinking forward
About-
and have her a glass of wine or a little bit of drink or something like that. And I'm
something
always
that
too
kind
late.
of fits with the. Well, I don't know if I do it anymore, but I did that before. That I kind of thought it was fun to kind of have a drink that fitted the book somehow.
Yeah, I
Like
love it
I don't
as
know.
well.
My brain has been all over the place. I just said I don't think I have ADHD, but some right at this moment I don't know what it is. It might be COVID. I don't know, but my brain is just all over the place. Something is wrong. I don't know. I kind of feel scared because I not felt myself this fall. Actually, I feel a bit distraught.
Maybe a bit of a break. And also we are going towards like more what do you say, more sun hours. Like it like so many are affected by the darkness. So maybe that's also something that you're feeling right now.
Probably I always do vitamin D, but I kind of for some reason didn't buy them in time, so I didn't have them at home, and I actually went without them for a while, and that was disaster. So it's definitely better now, but I still feel, and I've been really sick this fall, as many have.
Well,
I guess
that's enough. Like if your body is like and the
yeah,
immune system is down and you're like you never really
everything is
recuperate
yeah,
properly.
no.
Yeah.
So sorry,
It
I
sounds like you
just
need Legends and Lattes though. Like you
maybe,
need this relaxing
but it's
book
just I couldn't just
and a
I
couch.
I was like fall asleep. I couldn't take in the words. I actually listened to it twice. I couldn't get it into my brain. I
Hmm.
didn't know what is going on. I was like, okay, she bought this. Okay, she wants something, but it was like it didn't fit in my brain. So,
I
But
feel sometimes a way a writer writes, but like how things are written sometimes
mm,
just doesn't like jive with you.
mm,
I'm stopped midway in a book a few weeks ago because I was like, why do I keep needing to reread sentences and
mm,
think about what's happening in this conversation and who is talking, like
exactly.
what's up?
mm,
Mm,
Obviously, something in the way the author is writing and me trying to
mm.
get it into my brain just doesn't disconnect for some reason. So I'm
Yeah, because
struggling
when
too
you
with that
tell
book
me
like this.
this, if you tell me this story, I kind of feel like, well, that's very relaxing and feels good. But to me, it didn't come up that way. But I guess that's
Mm.
our brains are different. I think it's also a
Yeah,
mindset you have
absolutely.
that works for you right now. You kind of feel
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just cozying up. I'm just thinking about coffee.
Yeah, I was
I don't
super
know.
ready.
Yeah,
For this book. I was
and
like,
I
yes.
do. I was like fascinated that you feel this way because I just couldn't get
mm.
into that. But
Yeah.
it's
But
different.
maybe it's like the feeling I had that I didn't need to have the highest focus all the time.
Mm,
I could just let go, and a
mm,
few ingredients in this book it wasn't just not meant to
Mm.
fall through. But that was okay. You got the experience anyway.
mm.
So
And
let
I
go.
do think,
Let it go.
Let it go.
but I have to say, I think it's really interesting to hear like why someone didn't finish a book, like other than like, oh, I didn't have time, but like when
Mm,
you've really had the intent and time and like to read it and then it still doesn't happen. Like I think it's really
mm,
interesting to learn why. So
mm,
I mean, I still think that's kind of interesting in like a discussion like this to know why something just didn't click. And I don't think
mm.
you should force books either,
No.
No, I don't think
unless there's
so.
something in you that just want to finish it, or like
Mm.
you're feeling like, oh, it might get better later.
Yeah, I
That's
did
sort
that
of
in the
way.
beginning, and I kind of have learned that why
Why?
do I do this? Because
Why
it's
force
my
it?
time. Why force
Yeah.
it? And I wanted to play Minecraft.
Yeah,
I wanted to
and
do
then
something
you should
else.
play
Well then, play
But I
Minecraft
could
instead.
actually have listened to it and played Minecraft.
Oh, I
Actually,
cannot listen to a book
No.
and play at the same time.
I can.
No way. If it's a factual book and then I'm like, oh, I missed the part about the whatever, I can
Mm,
jump in here. But if it's like if there's a story and characters and I'm like,
yeah, I guess. I often
bye.
actually, when I'm playing, I want to listen to something, but it's something I already heard, so I don't.
I
So
mean,
I
I
often
think
listen to.
podcasts are great for that though, because
Yeah,
it's just like
exactly,
two people like blah 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 in the background, and you're like, well,
exactly.
I'll
I'm
listen to you if I
actually.
feel for it.
This is funny. This is how nerdy I am. I'm I'm playing Minecraft, having a YouTube video with with people playing Minecraft and just talking nonsense. That's my
Yeah.
this is my relaxed
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh my god, I'm
Oh.
such a
I,
nerd.
fe- I feel like a little bit like,
That's
is
awesome.
it a new life go to have someone watch this video in the background when they are playing Minecraft?
For
So-
sure.
Yeah.
And they don't need to listen to what we're saying.
No, it's just some
Just let
no.
Yup, yup,
our
yup,
broken English take you through the game.
Yes.
No,
Oh
we
my
speak
god.
great English. I didn't mean it, but our very accented English. I
We
should
were
say.
so excellent. Probably not. God. I just don't. Sorry, this is a tangent here, but I'm kind of like trying to, because I have been talking a lot to an American, and I'm very used to American, since we listen to a lot of American when you watch movies and everything. So, and I kind of feel like I speak good English, and probably a lot maybe Americanish, because that's what I've been listening mostly to. But probably not when I kind of so I kind of like analyzed myself that, oh my god, I do have an accent, but I can't really place it because I don't have that.
I mean,
you know,
don't you think it's like every Swedish person? It's like a combination of Swedish
Yeah.
accent, American sitcoms, and BBC.
Yeah, probably, but because I
And
also
then
have a bit
searching
of
your brain for
a
certain words. It's like, where is it? I know you're in there.
yeah, and some of the words I've learned that I think that actually is more like British use, so that sometimes I mix it
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Kind of weird.
Like sometimes you see these videos where British people talk with Americans or Australians, and they use different word for things, and
Saying things.
and as a Swedish person, oh, I use that one.
Oh, and that
That
one.
one.
Yeah, you cannot just stress.
But it's a
Yeah.
mix of everything.
Yes. Yes. I kind of like the word package, like this hungry. I'm a bit
Yeah.
package.
Yeah,
But I
a
know
good
that's
word.
very British word.
Hmm.
But I use it.
Yeah, I
Because I
couldn't,
like it.
I couldn't trace it. It could be from
No.
anywhere.
Okay,
have
but
no
it's
idea.
British.
We just pick up random words, adapt them,
Yeah.
and move on.
Yes.
Oh my god.
This works here. That's fine.
It's fine. Yes. Okay. So the ending, maybe a little bit spoiler alert. I don't know.
I just had like a really talking about like speaking English and everything. But what kind of accent does characters have when you're reading an English book? Like, I haven't thought actively about this, but I was just like, how do they speak when I read in English?
I listen to audiobooks too much, so that maybe kind of impairs it a bit. Have I talked about that? One of the first audio romance books I read that's so bad, but it's so funny. It's a girl. It's about a half vampire, half human kind of person, and she falls in love.
Wait. Half vampire?
No, it's no. What was it? Sorry, half one. Yeah, but she's not
But a
completely
vampire
vampire.
is vampire
Yeah,
is
no, maybe okay.
human.
I might be
Is she
wrong,
having an
but she
identity
was
crisis? Like,
probably like everyone else.
I need
No,
this book.
Okay, I need to check this out. But I know she's some kind of not exactly a vampire. There's something weird about her. I don't remember.
Okay.
And she falls in love with this vampire kind of king or something.
Mhm.
And he is British, but this is a girl narrating this, and she's for first an American girl trying to talk British English
as
like
a
the
man,
worst.
yeah.
Yeah, as a man, and it's so bad that he's so unsexy that it's funny. But I actually, I
God.
enjoyed the book.
I
But
have another tangent then. Yes.
Yeah,
Go on.
we are on a tangent here. Okay, maybe we should
We're
have
derailed.
Yeah.
derailed. Yes,
This is not the ending of the book.
No.
Or is it? Is it a half vampire, half
A half
human?
vampire.
With a weird sounding voice. So
Yeah.
my tangent. Men trying to put on a female voice as like in audiobooks also sounds weirder to me than when a female, like a woman, tries to put on a man's voice in audiobooks. Personal preference here. But there's something they do with it. I'm trying to imitate it, but there's something they all do with their voice which just sounds really funny also. Like
Yes.
I don't know, it's weird. I don't know if you've ever reacted to
But
it.
I feel some narrators just do it too much. The best with the
Yes,
narrator,
yes.
if they can just slightly change the voice,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
actually make it lighter or darker, just change it a little bit so your
Yeah.
mind kind of like, okay, this is a new person, and
Yeah.
you kind of just adapts. Okay, this is a man, this is a woman. You don't
Especially
have
when
to,
they talk
like,
to each other, different characters.
yeah, exactly.
So the words don't.
Like I said, that the change, the book that I didn't like, that narrator was absolutely perfect. So I do want to look her up a bit, because she really know how to make different voices, but do it subtle.
Yes.
So it kind of just doesn't stick out to you, but it just makes it
Yeah.
so good.
Because some things are really difficult to do if you don't like practice them, I would imagine. So
Yeah.
if someone's just like on the spot, okay, here's a whatever voice, and it just can come off a bit weird if it's not practiced. Yeah, for sure.
I do need to look up this book and get my facts right about this book. It might have been something that maybe she was born as a woman, or some. It was not like she wasn't turned. It was something like that. I need to.
So she's from a world where when vampires can get kids somehow.
Somehow, yeah, I think so.
Or was,
and that was
maybe
actually
she was
something
half
they talked
demon
about.
with vampire traits or something like
Maybe I need, because this was one of the first. This was when I actually started watching Vaginal Fantasy. I was kind of like, ooh, I kind of like this kind of books. So I kind of looked it up, and this was one of the first book I kind of found. I'm trying to. Well, okay, I get back to you. No one is.
If you have any tangents, Sandra, then this is your time also.
Yeah, this is
if you
your
want to
time
go off
to
on
go.
something.
It's just so funny. This audiobook.
I think I'm all right for the moment.
Yeah.
So the ending,
yes,
maybe.
the ending. Yeah, sorry, the ending. Yes.
Right. Yeah, the ending is definitely spoiler. 100%.
Okay. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
There we go.
So we have Viv after her burnt down coffee shop.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that
That's something like that happens, and she rebuilds it, and she discovers that how the magic works, and she and the succubus becomes a thing, and everything is just happily ever after. But then we have an epilogue with the person from her past who came in and destroyed things for her. And then we got his kind of judgment. So his end or something like that. What? Is there someone snoring?
Yes, I'm trying to kind of.
What? I didn't hear anything. Am I snoring?
No, I thought it was my
That's
cat.
my bear. It's my bear. Sometimes he sounds like a bear.
Your bear?
I'm kidding. It's my husband. He's falling asleep on the
I thought it was
sofa.
my cat.
A bear?
For a moment.
I was like imagining some sort of animatronic robot thing that maybe like massaged your shoulders or something. I was like, well, maybe that's something that you buy a bear. My mind jumped to everything else except husband.
Sorry. No, but we kind of, because sometimes he kind of like makes this growling sound. So it's been heard in my streams at other times. Like, is that a bear you have in there?
Yes, that's your bear.
I didn't hear anything though, but
that's a bear.
I've heard it for a while. As I said,
I was kind of
somewhere
throwing things at, because I didn't want to kind of go.
You need to throw knives, something sharp.
No,
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just had to ask where
yeah,
it
I
came.
do.
Uh,
And I've been
but
kind of
anyway,
like
we got
strictly.
yeah. Anyway, we got a conclusion to everything in the book, and that was very nice. It wasn't an amazing ending, but yeah, we got questions to any answers we could have had.
Yeah.
Yes, we also had my friend Yuri had, or actually, it's Your Imperial Majesty. Yeah. Yes,
Such
she,
fancy folk we have attending today.
yes, we must be respectful. She wrote, "Hey, at least it's fun. You do," but I'm not sure what she was responding to. Maybe
The bear, maybe?
I don't know. This was 1938, so that's like 10 years ago. So I don't know. I don't know if you're still there. I call her Yuri because that's like the first syllables in that name.
Yeah.
So if she's still here, she has to. You need to explain yourself. What
Your
you're talking
Highness.
about. Your Highness, or Your Imperial Majesty.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yes.
of course.
So yeah, so I guess that's it about the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think I have anything else to add. It was, yeah, such an uncomplicated book.
Yeah.
So, if anyone any time needs something to occupy their time with, that's a cozy, nice book to just.
Definitely. It was
Yes.
it was competently written without being overly like purple or whatever this purple prose or whatever it's called when it's like too descriptive and too like in detail and everything like that. And I also just think that it met my expectations. It didn't surpass them. It met my expectations, and they were fairly high because since I discovered it, I've seen it in like so many like on YouTube, and it's I feel like it's gotten really popular. So I was like, oh, it's probably kind of good, and it turned out to be that. So when something meets your expectations, then it's like, yep,
yes,
did what
I'm
it said on
sorry.
the packaging.
I'm back on the tangent now, but I found the book, and it actually says half vampire. Catherine Crawford is going after the undead with a vengeance, hoping that one of these deadbeats is her father. So her father made her human mother pregnant. So that's why she's a half vampire. But I guess it sounds really weird. I didn't really think about it, but yes, I was right. She's a half vampire.
Does it give any benefits though, or are you just like
I don't know. She's
prone to
like she
sunburns?
hates vampires, but then she. I don't know.
Oh, I'm a half vampire. I only get sunburn. Nothing else.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
I
the
don't
teeth,
know.
not
Deal
the
ever.
hearing,
It's like-
not the speed, the strength. No, just the
sunburns.
sunburn.
Well, that's me, probably. I'm half vampire. Oh my god.
Oh no!
Well, because she's hoping that she goes over after vampires because she wants to kill her father because he ruined her mother's life. But I guess she
That's
has
a very
some kind
violent reaction to a one-night stand, though. But okay.
He probably raped her. I don't know.
Oh no! Okay, that turned dark really quickly.
Yeah, my
I don't know, but
Oh.
maybe why. But she must have some kind of what do you say, superhuman traits,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
Apart
Since
from the
she
sunburn,
feels like
she might have something else going for her.
yeah, I know. But she, for some reason, have sexy times with this vampire. So
I hope
then
it's not the
fine.
dad though. Like
No, I don't know.
because
I think
like
so.
How weird is
Yeah,
this
the
book gonna
worst
get?
plot
Like,
twist at the
raped
end. No.
human
Yeah.
woman by vampire, and she wants to
Oh my
murder
God.
everyone, and it's like, can it get worse?
No.
Yeah, vampires that doesn't age. Anyone could be your dad.
Yeah, I know.
Nightmare.
Mm.
I wouldn't want to be a vampire.
Me neither.
Nope.
I don't want to live forever for a first. I don't, even
No.
if I feel like that's not beneficial, but I don't know.
No. I'd consider living longer than the normal
Yeah.
lifespan. A little bit. But
Mm.
like not forever.
No.
No.
Because especially everyone around you is gonna die.
And imagine if
only you, well, I
everyone
guess.
also lives really long, and then it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't know, everyone just
I
nothing happens. I don't know.
Sometimes I can have a little bit of a
Spoiler
need to
alert
be
up.
a vampire, but just because I watched something like What We Do in the Shadows, and their life is so quirky, and they've experienced so many different events in history, and you do it. You experience a whole century without your body turning to a cripple, like old people sometimes
Yeah.
do. I don't look forward to that, but
No, definitely.
but
I don't know how to spell tangent.
Tangent?
Tangent.
Tangent, I think.
yeah.
There we go.
Mm.
Here. Like, so
But yeah, I'm not sad that I'm not a vampire, but there's good stuff to being one, I think.
you still have to kind of live
But you'd
on
experience
blood.
everything at night, though. Like, oh, I want to go watch this awesome thing, and then it's like nighttime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I already
I'm
do
not
that.
No, I definitely
Kidding.
do not, because my work starts at 6:37, so I have to be awake for so early, and I'm not a morning person. I think in that sense I would have been a perfect vampire, just waiting
I guess
for
it's better to
sundown.
be a vampire in these parts of the world. Like it's dark,
Yeah,
like from
yeah.
3 in the afternoon. So,
Absolutely.
Right, true.
but even if you don't, because it's just the thing that you have to drink blood and all the other stuff, just being immortal, but it just feels very lonely. But maybe that's because you often is just you that it's immortal and not everyone else. So
Yeah.
that makes it very lonely.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think I could maybe I'd like a longer, that the normal lifespan would be longer. That's how far I'll stretch it. I don't
Yeah.
think I could stomach living for an eternity.
No.
But like 2 more decades.
Yeah, and be young that.
Yeah, but yeah, you just like
Longer.
stretch it out a bit. So
Yeah.
I think that could be nice.
Yes,
maybe.
definitely. So it's nothing to do with the book. Sorry,
No.
people.
Yeah, we don't even have a
You brought
vampire
up the
in the
traumatic
book.
vampire
So
book.
it's my fault. We're talking about. I don't know. Sorry, but glad you enjoyed this, and we'll see. The next book will be The Princess and the Scoundrel by Beth Reeves. This is a Star Wars book, so that's gonna be fun. Yes, and it will be, the next hangout will be February 5th. Sorry, that's not right.
No.
How? What was
Did you mess up?
I messed up. That's Sunday. I don't know what I was thinking.
What?
It's the 1st.
Yeah.
I don't
1st
know.
of February.
Yes.
All right. I see.
There we go. There we go. So yes. So just start reading or listening or
I
order
thought you were
the
gonna say
book.
start reading or get out.
Yeah, like I could say that. Yes. Yes. So, well, see you next month. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
not be the same people, but we'll see.
We will
It's
have
always
changed
a
into our
mystery.
immortal bodies of vampire.
Yes. Half vampire.
Half vampire, of course.
Yes. Yes.
All of the
So,
drawbacks, none of the benefits. Let's go.
yes.
Yes. And I want everyone to call me mistress.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, right, Mr. Sandra. Do you
No,
want
that-
it said in a
That
posh
didn't
accent
sound
like
so
that?
good.
I think you need to workshop your name then, like your title mistress, but then workshop your name a little bit. Something, Sant'Andrea. I don't know. You'll come back with a better name, I think.
Hi, lovely.
Yeah.
Just came out. That's a Twitch friend. That's kind of just someone is
Hello.
watching another Twitch. So, hi. I don't know if your Imperial Majesty is still here. It doesn't seem like that, but yeah, that's how
I
we
need to do that.
Yes.
Your Highness.
Yes, we are just finishing this book discussion. So yes, hello, lovely. We are just finishing, but maybe you can watch the replay if you're interested in books. We are talking about. We did talk about Legends and Lattes, and next hangout will be February 1st, and we're gonna read The Princess and the Scoundrel, a Star Wars book. So that's next month, also February the 1st, we're gonna discuss that book. So you're welcome then. So have a good month, everyone.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.